حرقت يا اخوان، حرقت. شفتم؟ مش حرب هذا يا اخوان، هذا زلزال، هذا زلزال، هذا دمار. هم اشتغلوا فينا ولا حاجة، لا شجر ولا حجر ولا مدرسة ولا عيادة ولا مستشفى ولا سوق ولا حاجة، فيش فيها.
استشهد في جباليا، الله يرحمهم يا رب. ارتاحوا يا حاج، هم السابقون ونحن من لاحقون إن شاء الله. الله يصبرك يا حاج، الله يصبرك.
حرقت يا أخوان، حرقت. شفتم؟ مش حرب هذا يا أخوان، هذا زلزال، هذا زلزال، هذا دمار. هم اشتغلوا فينا ولا حاجة، لا شجر ولا حجر ولا مدرسة ولا عيادة ولا مستشفى ولا سوق ولا حاجة، فيش فيها، فيش ناس. أرض محروقة، أرض محروقة، نتطلع وين يمين ولا بعد
يمين وانت قاعد بتقلب في الرمل؟
في الحاجة اللي بنطلع فيهم مساكين. هذا الدمار. هم اشتغلوا فينا ولا حاجة، لا شجر ولا حجر ولا مدرسة ولا عيادة ولا مستشفى ولا سوق ولا حاجة، فيش فيها، فيش ناس. أرض محروقة، أرض محروقة، نتطلع وين. حرقت يا أخوان، حرقت. شفتم؟ مش حرب هذا يا أخوان، هذا زلزال، هذا زلزال، هذا دمار. هم اشتغلوا فينا ولا حاجة، لا شجر ولا حجر ولا مدرسة ولا عيادة ولا مستشفى ولا سوق ولا حاجة، فيش فيها، فيش ناس. أرض محروقة، أرض محروقة، نتطلع وين يمين ولا بعد
يمين وانت قاعد بتقلب في الرمل؟
في الحاجة اللي بنطلع فيهم مساكين.
A place, the place, the Canaanites who were there, Palestine, people know this. So what they did is, they came in, they killed, they took the land. And in fact, initially, before 1948, as some of them came, they were welcomed by the poor Palestinians who saw, these are our cousins, they are being persecuted wherever they were, and let us give them a little bit of perhaps room to live, and we will try and live with each other. What happened? You need to know that as they came in a little while later, they made their true intentions clear. That we are here because we believe that this is our promised land. You tell me, we are Muslims sitting in this masjid. Do you not believe in Moses? Do you not believe in Jesus? Do you not believe in Muhammad? May peace be upon them all. Is the fact that you are a follower of a faith an automatic permission for you to claim land wherever that person whom you follow was? Or the Christians go to Bethlehem or Nazareth and say that Jesus was here, so this is ours? They can't, they wouldn't. Because you know, you can't claim that because I am following this religion, so this land is mine where my priest was, my guru was, my prophet was, and so on. You can't say that, it's common sense. People came in from Europe, they took the land. That's the reason why today it is prohibited, and you can Google this, to do a DNA test in Israel. Totally forbidden. Wrong. It's illegal. It's a crime. You'll be jailed if you do a DNA test in Israel. Why? Because they know the truth will come out. You come from Poland, you come from Ukraine, you came from Europe, you came from everywhere else. And they were the original Middle Eastern Jews who lived together with the Muslims and the Christians for centuries. For centuries. So what happened to a lot of the Jews who were the Middle Eastern Jews? How come the Palestinians were all or predominantly Muslim? Did you know that there are hundreds of thousands of Palestinian Christians? Did you know that? Across the globe, they are scattered. They suffered as well. In fact, they suffered perhaps more than the Muslims. Do you know that their churches were bombed?
There's also a church. It's one of the most ancient churches in the world, and we were just attacked yesterday without any warning. I would like to say that nobody is safe in Gaza, regardless of religion, regardless of your involvement in anything. Nobody is safe. The Christian community here, we just want to live in peace. We're 400 people taking shelter in this church, and we didn't expect that anything would harm us, anything would happen to us, because we thought that we're only one community taking shelter here, but apparently we were targeted. I would like to say that if anyone in the world is saying any bullshit about not targeting the church, they are just lying, or they're not just lying, they're saying nonsense, because it doesn't need any word to speak. The pictures can speak. They just hit the building inside the church.
You know that they feel more unsafe than the Muslims? Did you ever know that? These are Palestinians. So it's not something to say that this land was only taken from the Muslims. No, it was taken from the Palestinians. And what was the excuse used? They told their people that, you know what? You all belong to a certain faith. So by you belonging to that faith, you are now entitled to the land of your forefathers. And who were your forefathers? These were they. I ask you a question again for the second time in this talk. As Muslims, do you think it would be sensible for me to come up and say, you follow Muhammad, peace be upon him, he was in Medina, therefore you have a right to go and claim the land there? Do you? You can go, you can visit, you can come back, you can say, wow, he was there, I saw, and so on. You can't claim the land just because you're a follower. Where are you from? So those who were there, the Middle Eastern Jews, most of them, according to the books of history, converted. They converted to what? To Christianity and then to Islam. Who was Jesus sent to? Was he not sent to the Jews? Was he not Jewish? That's what we believe. He was part of Banu Israel, the children of Jacob. Ishaq is the son of whom? Ibrahim. And after Ishaq, you had Yaqub. Allah says in the Quran, وَمِن وَرَائِ إِسْحَاقَ يَعْقُوبَ. So we had Yaqub. And Yaqub was known as Israel or Israel. That was the man's name. So today that land, they call it Jacob, basically, which is Israel. Jacob. Why don't we use the word Jacob? So the people of Jacob, that's what it is. It's not the land. This is something we need to know, because people claim, and so many of our Jewish brothers, and when I say brothers, I'm talking of the non-Zionists. Remember something, a Zionist is a person who believes that this land of Israel is ours.
Gaza. How we do it? Gaza Strip. Who will not stay in the Gaza Strip? Who will stay? Jews. Africa is big. Canada is big. The world will absorb the people of Gaza. How we do it? We encourage it.
If they don't want to go.
No, they want.
If they don't.
The Arabs want to go.
If they don't want to go.
They want to go.
If they don't, what happens?
The normal people don't want to live in hell.
What you're talking about sounds like a plan for ethnic cleansing.
You can call it ethnic cleansing, you call it refugees, whatever you want. If you want to call it cleansing, if you want to call it apartheid. You choose your definition. I choose the way to protect the state of Israel.
We will claim it and steal it from the Palestinians, and we need to create a state for ourselves there. That person is called a Zionist. Do you know there are hundreds of thousands of Jews, if not, perhaps maybe it goes into the millions, who are not Zionists. They believe we're not supposed to have that land, it's not ours. We know the truth.
The mass slaughter in Gaza has nothing to do with a conflict between religions, between Judaism and Islam. We have been living together as Jews and Muslims for literally hundreds of years. Thousands of years we've been living together with Arab people. You can see how we live together. It's only an introduction of a political movement called Zionism, and that's using the name of Judaism to declare war on the people of Palestine, to declare and vilify the people of Palestine that they're anti-Semites, anti-Jews. That's totally repugnant and false.
Do you know? There are so many. Now, because of social media, we have found out, we have seen them, we have watched them say things that, listen, I am Jewish and I believe that we're not supposed to be having that land. It belongs to the Palestinians.
Subjugating the other inhabitants of the land, the Muslims and the Christians, that will be second-class citizens. The Jewish community that was living there for hundreds of years was not accepting of this.
And we come from either Europe or America or anywhere in the world, but ever since they were young, they go to their schools, like what we would call a madrasa, and they were never taught the truth. They were always taught, your land is Israel, you need to go back, you need to go back. They were taught that the only place that a Jew would be safe is Israel, when the truth is actually the opposite. The only place that a Jew is unsafe is Israel. That's the truth. They need to think about this. It's a fact. From 1948 to this minute, there is no peace there. So how can you lie to your people that the only place where the Jews will be safe is Israel, when the truth is exactly the opposite? The only place that they will be unsafe is Israel.
Now, Israel is definitely not a democratic state, but it's also not a Jewish state. Israel is only Jewish in the same way that South Africa was white. It is not Jewish by religion. It is only Jewish by supremacy, by ethnicity. There are many myths that have to be dismantled. One of them is this notion that there are such two entities called Israel and Palestine, living side by side in one way or another. But actually, Israel was built on top of Palestine and on account of the indigenous Palestinian people. That's how it was founded. So there is no Israel without Palestine. And the very existence of Israelis is on account of other people. Now, we're not saying that they don't have a right to live there, but no one has a right to live on account of other people. So what needs to happen in order for Israel to become a legitimate entity, it has to acknowledge the rights of the indigenous people, the ones that have been oppressed and subjugated ever since the creation of the State of Israel. The State of Israel was founded on the basis of ethnic cleansing and ethnic segregation. So its first laws were explicitly racist. There are 3 laws that explicitly use the term Jewish in order to give privileges to people of my ethnic background and deny the rights of the others. And there are many more laws. Today we have more than 50 of them that are implicitly racist, that depend on these formal laws. And there are many, many more practices that are racist. But by law, there is discrimination. And that legal type of discrimination against an ethnic or racial group is what falls under the legal definition of the crime of apartheid, as defined in the Rome Statute. So Israel neatly falls under the legal definition of the crime of apartheid, which is a very serious crime under international law. It's one of the few crimes that, along with genocide, that is regarded as a crime against humanity. The Security Service of Israel, the Shin Bet, stated in court that they are monitoring anyone who is acting against the Jewish character of the state, even if they do it legally. So basically, anyone who is promoting democracy, anyone who is promoting equality in Israel, is being regarded as some sort of a security threat to the state. So what does that tell us about the state?
There are Jews amongst us in this community, perhaps in this city of Buluwayo, as well as in Haran. They are very safe. They are very safe. There are Jews in America and Britain and everywhere else across the globe. In fact, in the Middle East, there are Jews in Iran, there are Jews in Algeria, there are Jews in so many other countries. Did you know that? Are you aware of that? There is healthy Jewish communities in many of these countries. They are so safe. So the only place they are not safe is a place they stole. They stole the land. They went in just like the colonizers did. If you know the colonization of Zimbabwe and how it happened, exactly the same way they went to colonize this place. And they used religion in order to fool the people. And that's what they did everywhere. If you were to look at our country here, and I'm not going to go into the history, you need to study, and study hard. What's the meaning of studying hard? Don't just believe the first things you read. Go back, go deeper, check, go see what's happening. Learn. You will realize that these struggles are all the same. That's why Nelson Mandela said that South Africa will never be truly free unless and until Palestine is free. Because it's the same thing. You came in, you took the land from the Arabs, and that's why you stick out like a sore thumb in the Middle Eastern region, and people just have to look at you and know you're not from this region.
I am a Christian in Gaza!
The Church of St. Porphyrius has a history dating back 1,600 years. Located in Gaza's old city, it's only a couple of hundred meters away from Gaza's Baptist Hospital, which suffered a separate strike.
Israel with Bibi now behaves exactly like Germany in the 30s. And I think that my position is to show the world that the world should stop it. Because from inside, I guess it doesn't work. I'm against the government which behaves like the worst fascist that ever be. They studied everything that Germany did to us. We are doing now to the Palestinians. And the only thing that I can do is demonstrate. I'm also working about bringing Bibi and Gallant and Gantz to Hague.
And the Nazis did it. And now they are doing it for us.
This is the city of Lid, or Lod, as it's been known since Israeli forces took control of it in 1948. It's one of just a handful of binational cities where Palestinians and Israelis live together. Residents here told us that right-wing settlers are moving into Arab-majority neighborhoods in a deliberate effort to dilute the population.
Like Germany in the 30s. And I think that my position is to show the world that the world should stop it. Because from inside, I guess it doesn't work. I'm against the government which behaves like the worst fascist that ever be. They studied everything that Germany did to us. We are doing now to the Palestinians.